All right, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' generosity and your support. As always, it really means a lot to me, so thank you so much. And if you're actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember that's not the only way that you can support me, because just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help, so thank you guys so much. And for today's video, you know, after everything with Flora, I was thinking of doing a tier list video, but I felt like that was kind of pointless because there's something else that I really wanted to talk about, and that's also talking about, you know, after everything with Rumani, talking about the alts recently, you know, for Christmas. It kind of got me thinking, because it kind of sucks how we're always looking forward to alts and treasures for Copium now, just because Shift Up isn't that great at making kits a lot of the time. And it's unfortunate that we have to look forward to that, just because, you know, Shift Up's track record with these treasures, they did say it was going to take a long time, especially for some reason this recent batch that's supposed to come out feels like it's taking a lot longer. I'm hoping we get them for the Christmas update, but once again, that's major Copium, we don't know yet. But I mean, even before treasures, it really wasn't perfect, especially for the launch for Nikke. I don't know if you guys remember, if you weren't even here, but at the launch for Nikke 2 years ago, it was far from perfect. I mean, we had bugged kits, bugged Nikkes, a lot of the kits didn't even work, and it was pretty damn awful. Yet, you know, they still somehow became really popular. I think the gacha revenue, you know, even though it's speculation, I think it was like 70 million or something like that. And that's insane, because even now though, after everything they tried fixing, there's still a lot of Nikkes, especially at launch, that suck. And I mean, if we go check out my, you know, Wikipedia, and we just look at all the Nikkes here, there are so many Nikkes since launch now. But if we scroll all the way down, we can start seeing the SRs and so many SSRs. And a lot of these characters are just out of the synchro because they're just not good to use, in my opinion. And I mean, I have a lot of Nikkes in the synchro that I continue to use, and you know, waifu always, right? But like I said, it can get hard to try to push content, and it feels frustrating when some of these Nikkes are so lackluster for the amount of effort that it takes to get them. Characters like Nihilister, who look absolutely amazing, story's great, the boss fight was like hard at the time, it was really good, yet when you get them, they're very lackluster, and that sucks. It really does. And then there are so many rares, by the way. I feel like this is something that's not talked about a lot, but a lot of gacha games, you can complete the story content with the SRs and the Rs in a lot of other games. But in this game, they're pretty much just useless fodder. So if like the character comes out and it's an SR, it's pretty much going to be useless. Obviously, there are exceptions in the beginning, because there are situations where if you're starting out, honestly, some really viable characters are N102 and Rappy, just because they're pretty damn solid for a beginner. Now we can talk about characters like Snow White over here, who actually are pretty decent for what they are, especially for a free unit. But once again, this is limited and not everybody has access to it. But when we're talking about, you know, actual standard units, it's kind of a different ballgame, because I want to use characters like Anchor. I want to use Pascal, dude. I don't care. I want to use them and I can't. It just like, it seems like a fun character. But it's like, I'm just going to punish myself for just trying to use them just because it's so difficult. Or some characters look so good that they're so bad and it hurts that they're so bad. Summer Neon looks so good. So damn good, dude. One of the best designs, especially for Summer. Yet she has like one of the worst kits, dude. I can't believe they butchered it that bad, and they try to fix it and it still sucks. It's crazy to me. And then don't even get me started on my girl Neve. I love Neve so much, and it hurts that she's an SR, because I would love to use her. And it's like, but like, why bother, dude? And she looks so good. So I'm hoping we get an SSR, like alternative. That'd be great. But for now, it's like, we don't know. And I really hope she does, because she deserves one. And it just kind of sucks though, because like, even for the Rs, I know there's so many people who love like our girl Sun over here. Like, she looks so good, dude. And it's like, I really like this design. And it's like, damn, it's such a shame that we won't get to use some of these, just because it's like impossible. Unless you're trying to make like your account, like you're trying to do something that's like insane, go for it. But man, it sucks. And like, even now, there are a lot of characters who've fallen off that like at one point used to be really, really good. Novel used to be like in the S tier category at one point. I remember. Yet now she's pretty much fallen off because there's so many other alternatives. And I love my girl Novel. I hope she gets a treasure or some alt because I think she's a great character. And it's just over time, there's so many other kits that have come out that's just been better. And I know I'm not the only one that has this opinion, but it just kind of like hit me earlier just because we're talking about so many alts and stuff. And then we keep getting new characters that are just kind of lackluster. Like I mentioned with the recent release of Romani, who looks absolutely phenomenal. PvE though is just not it. PvP is a different story, but it's like not that many people enjoy PvP in comparison to PvE because mostly people play, you know, PvE content, which makes sense. So it's just kind of unfortunate that this is the situation right now with Nikke, just because it feels hard to want to try to like buy skins for characters, because I know there's a lot of people who also care for the competitive side, but they also like the fan service. But a lot of people want to feel like they're justified to use those characters. Not everybody just wants to buy a wallpaper for, you know, like eye candy or anything. Some people want a reason to want to use Isabelle, but with how bad she is for a pilgrim, it's like not even worth it. And it's insane because they can cook so hard with kits sometimes, and then sometimes it just looks like they don't know what they're doing, which is kind of most of the time, if we're being honest here. And even with treasures, I just want to talk about it for a second, because even when we talk about treasures as like a way to save them, it's far from a perfect solution, because that means we have to get their doll just like pretty much maxed out, use up so many resources with those maintenance kits, get their overload gear up and all of that, make sure that they have 2 extra copies after the initial copy. There's a lot of demand when it comes to the doll favorite items, that it's not a perfect solution by any means. And even alts have their problems, because if we're talking about characters like Liberation, where some people have already bought like, you know, Core 7 Quincy from the Union Raid shop. You know, I feel like some people are probably hurting with that already because of the release of the new Quincy. But I mean, it kind of is what it is. But it's just kind of unfortunate that those situations are going to happen. It's kind of like a situation with Privity where I actually have her maxed Core 7 here. And I actually have decent amount of like overload on her and skills. And then they decided to release Privity Maid, where she's absolutely insane. Which I actually might reinvest in my Privity just for this, because this is actually, I kind of want it backwards, because Privity Maid is just that much better. But that's what I mean though. It's like there's so many like ideas that they could do, but even then it's still far from a solution that's good, because there's so many Nikkes that are gone right now, because there's some Nikkes that people really love. People really love Signal, people really love Julia, people love Arya, yet you don't see them played at all, because what's the point of using them, because their kit is so bad that you don't see Arya like at all. And that's unfortunate, because I like her character. Hopefully, you know, with the new year, maybe everything gets better with Nikke and the characters and stuff, but you know, at the same time, that's pretty much copium, because it's gonna probably keep happening. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Am I being dramatic? How do you guys feel about it? How do you guys feel about alts and treasures trying to be like a backup? Let me know your honest thoughts. I always like to talk about it with you guys. But that's gonna be it for me, so I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. You guys are truly the best. Take care.